Good evening. Welcome to this most somber event, which closes Glendale's Week of Remembrance. I am proud to see so many different cultures and different faiths gathered in one place to honor the memories of those who lost their lives in the Armenian Genocide. It's sometimes said that regardless of where you come from, once you settle in Glendale, you're a Glendalian. I believe that on this special day, the sentiment is reversed. Tonight, everyone in Glendale is an Armenian. Tonight, we are all Armenian because we stand in solidarity with the Armenian community as they remember one of the most vicious and tragic events committed in the 20th century, less than 100 years ago. Unfortunately, history and governments, including our own, have declined to place an emphasis on this atrocity, and that makes our recognition of it all the more important. In fact, as you heard, just this week, President Obama refused to use the word genocide in his speech about the horrific murders that began in 1915. As an American and as a Glendalian, I am ashamed that my country, a land which was founded on justice and truth, has yet to officially call the mass murder of Armenians at the hands of the Ottoman Empire by the only label that truly describes that atrocity: a genocide. But why all this focus on an event that is almost 100 years old? Do we remember out of anger? Do we remember out of sadness? Mostly, I believe that this horrific event is remembered out of love for the 1.5 million lives lost, out of love for those who survived despite starvation and displacement. But mostly today we remember out of love for the future children of this world. Because unless we keep the memory of the genocide alive, unless the world remembers, acknowledges, and condemns each and every act of savagery committed against mankind, genocides will continue to occur around the globe. For a compelling reason to remember the Armenian Genocide, we need look no further than the words of Adolf Hitler, the butcher who murdered millions, including an entire branch of my family. In 1939, as validation for his own massacres, Hitler wrote, "Who, after all, speaks today of the annihilation of the Armenians?" It is the duty of the entire civilized world to answer Hitler. We speak for the Armenians. There can be no justice for the victim of any genocide until there is the acknowledgement of the victims of all genocides. There are still those who deny the historical reality of the Armenian Genocide, despite vast and overwhelming evidence to the contrary. And there are those who turn their backs on the truth to satisfy a political agenda. But politics, fleeting and elastic by nature, should never be an excuse to erase or rewrite history. For it is only by having the moral courage to recognize the tragedy of all genocides, including the murderous actions that took place in the past, that we can truly recognize and address the atrocities of today and tomorrow. Clearly, we cannot rely on the news media or on world leaders to make a better world. We have been given an important role to ensure that our children and our grandchildren grow up in a safer and more tolerant society, one without hatred or discrimination based on race, religion, gender, or nationality. This is our duty. This is all of our responsibility. As a city, we shall continue our commitment to Glendale's Week of Remembrance. The protections of peace and human rights are universal, and we must remain ever diligent in protecting those most fundamental imperatives of a civil society. As the mayor of this great city, I would like to thank all of those who made this event possible: the speakers, the performers, the leaders of the Armenian community, city staff, the staff of the Alex Theater, the sponsors, and the committee which organized this event, led by my colleague and friend, Councilmember Ara Najarian. God bless the victims of the Armenian Genocide and their descendants, who continue to bear the responsibility of making sure that history will not be forgotten. Thank you.